Yes, we're gonna get it on early today. Yeah, just left out the house, make sure everything's peaceful. Now, as always, now that it's on. And you see, I realized that we got different type of people out here, and we got different type of empaths, we got different type of narcs, of course, you know that. And like they say, some of the characteristics are similar, of course. Some of them exemplify all characteristics. All them characteristics, meaning it could be it the empath or be it the narc, with the characteristics that go along with with who we are. Right. So, this is a real misconception today. I had to write this down before I left. We got empathic people, we have people pleasers, and then we have fools. Now, see. A narc would say, you're a fool. They'll say that real quick because, see, I remember a narc takes every word they hear and then they take the words that they think that would degrade and they use it real fast. Like I said, when you know a narc, you know a narc. So a narc would deny they're a narc, but they won't deny by what they say that they're right. They'll hear me say it and still repeat it. See, so that's what you got. So you gotta always realize the real fool actually is always the narc, and the fake empath is the narc, and the people pleaser is also the narc, because even though they don't want to please people, like Satan, they gotta have bodies because they are nobody with no bodies. So back to the empath though, right? So we got fools though, so if you're a fool, well, that means you're fooled. Meaning, fool, that's what that means. So if you're fooled over, you have people that follow God that get fooled easily, that get anxious easily and say not to do this. That's the point. So we have a lot of fools, right? And fool, like I said, right, fool is not a disrespectful term. It's what you are, if that's what you are. You might not admit you're that. You might say, it's just a God test and all this other stuff. No, you being a fool doesn't have nothing to do with God giving a test. If you're a fool and you don't overstand something, you just don't understand it. And you can be as Christian as you want to be, you can be as Israel, Layman Nation as you want to be, you can be whatever. But anyway, right, so, like I've always said, it's different levels. So, if you have an empath is just an empath, right? An empath could be, real talk, a gangster. He can still be an empath, meaning he's empathic toward his family. He's empathic toward even if his enemies to a level. He's empathic and he loses it when it's time to lose it. Right. So, it doesn't make him a people pleaser. It doesn't make him nice because an empath is not nice. You gotta realize, empaths that really, like I said, that never became victims, we were just targets. We was never nice and we was never this. Okay, we're gentle on a certain level, but we're aggressive on another level, which you just have to be. Somebody say, you can't be both. Yes, you can be both because it has to be a fine line. That's like a father that takes care of his kids, which is beautiful, takes care of his wife, which is beautiful, takes care of his job, takes care of, he's the supervisor, he's the manager, he takes care of the workers. Beautiful. Now, and and he has a great attitude. Does that make him nice? Does that make him easy to work? Does that make him a people pleaser? Or is he pleased with his job, pleased with himself, pleased with God, be it that, and just pleased with what he has. So he has to please it because he's pleased with himself first. Right, and that's just like someone taking care of their cubs, taking care of what they have, and basically that. Right, so that's not really a people pleaser. That's a situation, but you're pleasing the situation. Doesn't make you nice. You're doing what you're supposed to do. All right. So just like somebody that takes they take leadership direction and whatever they do, doesn't make them nice. Doesn't make them weak. No, that doesn't make them a people pleaser. They're pleasing. Okay, first of all, their position is to please what's supposed to be done. That's like a person, like I said, I give rare examples, I give whatever kind of examples. Right, like I said, a person that's a warehouse worker. Are they trying to please the job? They're trying to get the job itself done. So when you have a job to do, you have to do the job. Now, right, are you doing it you're not doing it just to please what you're doing, you're pleasing yourself because when you leave with these skills. See, that's the point. So just as you're laboring and the labor's playing tough on you, one day the labor's gonna understand, right, who you are. Same with if you're a senior typist or whatever, just right. So that's the point. Remember, only those that do things to please people are basically that's what you should just call an ass kisser. So if a person's gonna be an ass kisser and they doing stuff just to please people, well, I hate to tell you, you can go on the streets, man up woman and be a prostitute and you can please people. That's just right, because basically you're doing, you're prostituting yourself. There should be no empathic pleasers. Who are you pleasing to who? That's just the point, right? I mean, I'm just being realistic. Right, so pleasing and being a fool, right, them they run hand in hand. We don't need fools, right, you understand? Because see, you gotta realize, with the narc, even though the narc is a fool, narcs love people that challenge. That's the point, one thing they love, right, so even though somebody say, well, you're foolish to stay around to challenge a narc, because they're not even a challenge, right, they're not, and you know what, that's totally correct. But see, you got, like me personally, you gotta realize the fool that's in you first, right, I didn't, right, because remember, they drive a hard bargain. Remember, like I told you before, man, they throw the kitchen sink at you. They throw your enemy at you. They throw your wife at you. They throw your hubby. Hold on for a minute. Right. They throw your wifey, they throw your hubby, they throw your past, they throw your present, they throw your wannabe future at you, or they throw the wannabe future they want for you. They throw every emotion at you. Oh, you're mad. Oh, you're sad. Oh, are you okay? I mean, they throw every single thing at you when you're like, okay, first of all, calm down. 1 second again. About that, I don't want to spill the bubbly. Now, right, they throw everything at you. See, so when you realize what a narc's test really is, you see how foolish they are, right? You see that, how is I such a fool to even try to battle this idiocy? But right, you see, a narc's test is just a question that they've evaluated. And they don't know if it's true or not, because that's what I mean. You can't evaluate all empaths, because we're different. Like I said, some of us grew up pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Right. We grew up with confidence. We grew up with our fathers taking us with him, saying, come on, son, let's go sell some watches. Let's go to Chinatown. We grew up with the mother saying, come on, baby, we got to go to 137th Street College. And you're in the background being bad. Mommy, she getting you Boston baked beans and everything, and then what your grandma said, come on, boy, let's go to church. Love Jesus. What you learn in this lesson? You like, oh, mama, I learned that Jesus loves me, God loves me, you depend on him, and things like that. But that's what I'm trying to say. So of us, we grew up good. Not saying it wasn't certain things and turmoils, of course, that's all, but at the same time, the root, right? You understand? So some of us had roots. So when you got a root, you know how to move. You move with the root, you move with the core. You understand what I'm saying? So, many may have grew up with you, but they didn't pay attention like that. So, remember the sociopaths, the narcs, the jealous ones, the ones that think they can take advantage, because now that your family and stuff is gone, they're like, okay, yeah, the elders ain't here no more, right. But anyway, so like I said, so you got people, they are character readers. They don't follow God. They're just character readers. And like I said, and then you can't read the character right, because right, like I said, you can't, because see, like I said, an empath like myself, you're not gonna be able to read me, because right, you're just not gonna be able to read me, because it's just not that easy. Because remember, I'm not a whore, right? At all. That's the point. I spark interest on all levels, and I really do, right? And like I said, when I say things like this, it's just the truth. And like I said, make it a test to not just to what I'm saying about myself, about themselves also, right? I spoke too much interest. So you might evaluate and think, oh yeah, I know your character. And you know what? I always, like I said, I compare this to one time to Christ being on the cross sometimes just to do, I do that in a few comparisons. I did it somebody didn't even release yet. Right, but what I mean is, because see, this is what I'm saying. The North try to study everything. The North study a strength, a weakness, a happy, a sad, a religious, a this, a that, a God, a mistake, a correction, a this, a that. You're not him, you're her, you're ooh, you're e, you're ah, da da, da ding, bada bing, bada boom. The North just try to, the North just wants to know everything. The North tries to accumulate everything. And just like a person that take the GED and pass it, they forget to put their name on it, and they forget to put everything else on it, so you don't even know who they are. So they become that big time loser. I say, man, if I only put my name on my GED, I'd be my West was big right now. Man, if I only did this, if I only did that, so they just cry over spilled milk. Because then they have a chance to do something again, and then they don't do it, because you know what? They meant to fail because they're failures. Right, so now, what I'm saying is right. So many people just accumulate stuff and then they get they don't get a result, right? So like I said, right, so like with Christ, right? Because none of us endured the pain that Christ endured, and we don't want to, and we're not even gonna say that we're gonna do that. Who wants to when we already endured pain to the fullest anyway. Now, anyway though, so like I said before, so Satan looked and was like, yeah, look, your father deserted you. Your father don't want you no more. You're gone. Look at you, you're suffering. You're asking him, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? This and that. So, Satan like, you gone. Satan don't know Satan may know the scripture, but Satan don't know scripture. Satan doesn't know overcoming. He doesn't know how to crush heads. Right, remember, who Satan gets already crushed heads. Right, remember they was already born that way. Satan didn't have to do it. God knew they would have crushed reprobates that were just going to follow Satan. Remember, Satan is just like they said in Isaiah. When we look, we say, okay, is this really you? So let's be real on that one. Now, the point is right. So all that pain, enduring, suffering, all the characteristics. So right, so me personally, when I and others also display characteristics, people think, oh yeah, I know him. He talk a lot, he said a lot. He said something, I just know him. Now I can just forward some words and now it's just gonna be correct. I can just say this and that and it's gonna be correct. And when they see it's not, they're like, oh dad, he's a warrior, right? He's an empathic warrior. So they're like, oh right, so you don't realize. See, warriors can put whatever they want to on the line. Because a warrior is a risk taker, right? So you got some empaths that might be, the foolish empath or whatever the case is. Like I said, I've been foolish. I think I can actually challenge narcissists. So, but what I mean is you're the foolish, very, very foolish empath, just foolish. So you're not even empath, you got foolish people we'll say, right? Well, we'll say empath because they still got empathic qualities and they still do the empathic stuff well. You got empathic foolishness. Right, and what else I wrote on here? Yeah, and then you got the people pleasers. So see, at the end of the day, just like Israel thought Christ was just going to do what they wanted. So Christ came empathic. Christ came, full of the Spirit, which he was born by, and he came and he did what he had to do, but he didn't please the people at all. So you knew everything about him, but you also knew his aggressions. So see, that's the point. So when people think they know you, they say, oh yeah, he done displayed everything to us. And you'll be like, okay, I displayed everything to you, and just from that, you think that you're an expert. And that's why so many, like I said, when I used to do YouTube, somebody was so anxious, bro. I had people driving video after video after video, and it really made no sense because they weren't getting anywhere with the videos they were making after a while because the stuff they were talking about, like I've always said, so I'm talking about, it's not even what they were talking about. Because see, when you get, like I say, that's the point about the impact. You can get a person stuck on something that you're over, and that's realistically. And like I said, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that. Oh, yo, bro, you look stupid. We're talking about that. You look stupid, sis. They don't want to hear that, so they're like, do. Right. So after a while, they start using the long tactics and just keep, they keep trying to twist this and twist that, and that's your point. I mean, like I said, I guess do what you have to do to cover your own ass, like they say. They're like, freak it. I gotta act like that this matters. I gotta act like this exists, and and that's just the point about it. See, so, like, you got foolish people and you got time waste. We really just waste time. But that's just the point. So, you don't want people out here to be wasting time, right? So like I said, so when they see everything that you went through and everything, they're like, man, like, come on, man, like, I know I'm gonna bring this up, I'm gonna bring that up, and you're like, that don't, I suffer you to suffer that, because now you done brought, right. I look at it, I say, okay, now you done brought my victory and made it your loss. So that's the point when a person takes your victory and they try to ignore your victory, it becomes their loss. So that's how a lot of principalities and stuff are actually formed. For time waste, right? Some people just waste their time for no reason because they don't have, they never get to a resolution. They might try to tell you, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. But see, like they always say, so you can't tell a person the same thing too many times. That person don't listen to you. Like I always say, and that's just realistically, you know what I mean? That's everybody, like they say, everybody, they quick to jump, not to God, they quick to jump to religion, right? Because they always say, oh, well, it's God's test, or when somebody tests, and you're like, nah, that's not God's test. You know what I mean? God be giving personal tests. God don't give me a test through you, because if God gave a test through you, then you would say exactly what you were doing. You understand? Right, so like I said, so you got empathic fools that also say they follow God, right? So you got a lot of, because them are fools because they don't really even know what they're doing. They're just trying to be involved because, maybe no one was involved in their life. You see, when I say this, they take it and they twist it, right? So see, that they learned that from the narcissist, right? That's not a God's test, right? It's for me to continue to follow God, because see, me, I speak only the truth. That's the point. So anyway, like I was saying, right, so they see all that pain that you endure and they see you get through it. So they don't know what to do. They're like, oh my goodness, right? So you like, you looking at them like, you just ineffective now. You just like you're like a bystander looking on, trying to look for something to talk about. So, the point is this though. I love talking about Christ, of course. It's my Lord and Savior. But I'm gonna say this. Don't go around pleasing people. You understand? Unless you please with yourself first, because then you can please anybody you want. Because remember, life itself is a game. Life is a game. And in order to be on top, in order to be successful, you have to know what you're doing. You have to put yourself right. You have to enter areas. And you have to defeat areas, and see, one thing you gotta do is be wise as a snake and as a dove, just like the mighty Christ said. See, that's the point. People don't realize that, right? So some of the stuff we do, some people be mad because they be mad because we see what they're doing, and we be like, yo, brother, sister, what are you doing? And they don't understand, so they think that what we're doing is narcissistic. No, remember, Christ said be wise as a snake. All right, so to be wise as a snake is to put your mind where that narc thinks he's doing. And to defeat them. That's what it is. And it's a dog, because remember, I'm only defeating you with the sword. I'm only defeating you with the armor. I'm only defeating you with what I already have. I'm only defeating you with what you thought I didn't have. Right? Remember, I played possum. Right? I played possum. You thought, oh yeah, his defenses is down. Everything is down. I know his past. I know his present. I know his coming future. I know his every wink. I know his every this. I know his every that. And now you're like, oh, that. No, I don't. Right? See, that's the point. So, see, you can never defeat a real empath. Now, don't get it twisted. Can you bruise the face up? Oh, you gonna bruise the face up. Can you bruise the ribs? You gonna bruise the ribs up. Can you bruise up that midsection? Oh, you gonna bruise it up. Can you knock it? Oh, you might even knock me down. But you know what? I get knocked down. I get up again. That's the point. Then I'm gonna knock you out. And that's the point. So see, that's what real empaths do. And we do that in relationships. We do that with family members. We do that with the ministry. We do that with whatever. Because remember, we are all type of characteristics creeping. Now remember, a characteristic itself don't always define a person as the actual being, but the characteristic has to be defeated. So right, so that's the point. So you you got the wise empath. That's right. The street empath. Just the empath, the aware empath. That's always on point. So he gonna put himself in situations, and he will always get out of it. That's the point. See, right. So always remember, be wise wherever you go. Right. Be wise. Don't be a fool for nobody, and be pleased with yourself first. That's the point. You understand? So be an empath for you want to. Please people all you want to. But be pleased with yourself, because the pleasing you put out there will always come back to you. Always remember that. All right? So I'm gonna load this up. Glorify the Most High God. Be at peace. Be at number peace. Don't be a fool for nobody. Don't be a people pleaser for nobody. Just be the empath that you are. That just means that that means that you're generous. That means that you look out for individuals. That means, you expect to be treated the same. That means you just want to, that means you want to enjoy what's going on, but that means you want to raise up. That means you don't want to spoil you. That means that you're living well and you're trying to do well, and God will help you with the rest. So this is the talk of the town, the talk of the day, and I'm gonna elaborate more on this, but look this over. Peace.